devoted lover wants the ultimate revenge.
She's doing everything she can to hurt him.
A military woman goes to war.
Jealousy is one of the ugliest emotions humans experience.
And a gifted student makes love a dangerous game.
She didn't understand how to handle rejection.
These deadly women can't say goodbye. They cling till death. In the middle-class suburbs of Denver, Colorado, a portrait of family happiness.
Oh, be careful.
28-year-old Darcy Matlock seems to have it all.
Darcy had a good job. She's married, little 4-year-old girl. Everybody liked her.
Oh, you must be tired. No? Hang on, let me picture you. Don't forget I'm working late tomorrow.
And she had what many people thought was a stable marriage.
Been working long hours lately.
I know it. Hey, you want to swing?
But Darcy is spending far too much time at the office. Her job provides extra benefits.
Something was happening at the office. Darcy was having an affair with a young man named Ron.
The fact that she was involved in the extramarital affair, I think, showed some issues with her personality.
Okay, guys, that's me for the day. So, you all have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night. Bye, boss.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
You coming? Oh, no, not yet. Have a good night. You too. Good night.
Despite everything Darcy had going on, she wanted more.
What happens in the office doesn't stay in the office.
Once Darcy started the affair, everyone in the office knew it. She also started coming into work later, not coming at all.
Before long, her husband hears all about Darcy's affair.
Where have you been?
Just out with a girlfriend.
Stop the lies. Thought we were happy.
I'm sorry.
Darcy's life started to unravel.
Not only does her husband leave her, he takes their daughter with him.
The killer for her was that she lost custody of her daughter.
Her stability was lost by her husband leaving her, taking her child.
That's a tremendous loss for anyone, even though she brought it on herself.
I miss her.
You'll see her.
Darcy seeks comfort in the arms of her new lover, Ron Griffin.
Well, you've got me.
She moved in with her boyfriend, Ron. But she was very depressed about losing her marriage.
But her live-in lover isn't always the comfort she needs.
I don't think Ron was very happy, and things disintegrated in that relationship.
You are so funny. No, really, like I did exactly the same thing last weekend.
Darcy reveals her true colors. All of them dark.
Were you hurt?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Excuse me.
I gave up everything for you.
Darcy's literally falling apart.
She's your type.
She's depressed, and she's starting to act erratically.
Get real.
The cheater now fears she's being cheated on.
Where are we going?
I'm meeting the boys.
Without me?
Darcy blew up her own life,
I do everything with you.
but that wasn't enough. She began to go after Ron.
I'm going.
What? You're not going anywhere.
I am.
But her tantrums don't bring Ron to heel. They drive him away.
Trouble with Darcy was just a drip, drip, drip. She lost her husband, she lost her child, and now she's lost her boyfriend.
You want some salt and pepper, babe?
You know it.
Relax.
Smells amazing.
Ron fell in love with someone else.
24-year-old Andy Hanks Griffin
To us.
is single and stable.
He found a young, pretty young woman, Andy, that he'd fallen in love with.
How was work?
It was good. It was good. I missed you, though.
I missed you too.
A whirlwind romance leads to marriage. But Darcy can't accept she's been dumped for a second time.
This fueled an obsession with Darcy. I mean, she could not stand that she lost Ron.
Harassing the newlyweds isn't enough for Darcy. She wants Ron to suffer.
She started stalking, sneaking around.
She wanted to hurt him deeply.
Denver, Colorado, 1993. Darcy Matlock's office affair costs her her marriage and daughter, and now her lover. But she's not taking it quietly.
Darcy had been claiming to everybody that Ron was abusing her,
I didn't touch her. She's mad.
that he'd been pushing her around and harming her.
You're sacking me. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The truth was, it was the other way around.
But that wasn't enough. She wanted much more.
Run! There's someone outside.
Ron's new marital home is no sanctuary.
She's doing everything she can to hurt him, to get him back for leaving her.
I think you're feeling threatened. You're feeling under the gun. You feel like this person will just not let the relationship end.
Darcy's stalking steps up a notch.
Hello. Enjoy your dinner tonight? What? You know you're living with an out-of-work loser.
Darcy, stop this!
You know you won't.
Darcy was consumed with jealousy.
Desperate to protect themselves, Ron and Andy look for a legal way out.
When Ron and Andy took out a restraining order on Darcy, at that point, Darcy was a pest.
Yeah.
Ron, it's me. I don't want to fight anymore. Can we meet?
All right. But this is your last chance.
Well, normally a restraining order for most people will cause them to cease and desist contact.
She wants me to meet her.
Well, if you think that's a good idea.
I won't be home.
I don't think they knew she was dangerous, but she was about to show them that they were wrong.
On December 6th, 1993, Ron waits for Darcy in a local parking lot. But she's a no-show.
Darcy really didn't want to talk to Ron. She wanted Ron to get away from the house.
Darcy is visiting someone else in disguise.
I think the fact that she was wearing a red wig and didn't want to be seen by any witnesses was obvious that she was trying to withhold her identity.
Neighbors reported seeing Darcy pacing back and forth. I think she was working up the courage to do what she wanted to do.
She made it as far as the front door of her apartment and collapsed. When we got there, that's where I saw her. I was laying on the ground, partially in, partially out of the apartment in the hallway. I don't believe she was breathing at that point.
Most people would think killing Ron would be her ticket for revenge, but really, killing Ron just kills Ron. To ruin Ron's life would be to kill the one he loves.
Darcy's next move is equally bizarre. She's not calling Ron to gloat.
It's me. I shot Ron's wife.
She's calling her ex-husband.
Will you meet me? Her ex-husband was smart enough to know not to do that.
Okay, just stay there. I'll come now.
Okay, hurry.
Perhaps he was afraid he might be the next target.
Want to report a shooting?
Darcy's in for a surprise. Captain Joseph Padilla was the arresting officer.
When I pulled up, there were several police officers surrounding a car.
Man, open the door.
She pulled her hands inside. She went for a gun in her lap. And I reached down and ripped it out of her hand and pulled it away.
Get out of the car.
We disarmed her that way.
Two months after Andy's murder, there is another casualty.
Ron loved Andy so much, and Darcy really did ruin his life to such an extent that Ron took his own life 2 months later.
To come home and find that his bride had been murdered by Darcy would certainly have been more than he could tolerate. When Darcy killed Andy, she inadvertently killed Ron as well.
In 1994, Darcy Matlock is convicted of homicide and sentenced to life in prison.
Envy can be defined as, I like what you have, I'd like to have it myself. Jealousy is, I like what you have, and I hate you for having it. And that was Darcy Matlock.
Oh, you can't say that.
For some women, attraction begins when love breaks down.
Yeah, definitely she's becoming a stalker.
When attraction turns to obsession,
She's not going to have relationships with other people.
there's no way out.
You should never have sex with a crazy ex.
California Navy man Victor Saucedo is everyone's buddy.
Close.
Had a lot of family and friends. People loved him, thought he was a great guy.
Even, women that he had dating relationships with in the past, they continued friendships after they broke up.
And the popular man has no trouble making new friends either. Like fellow Navy recruit, 22-year-old Vegas Bray.
When Vegas met Victor in the Navy, they were smitten immediately.
I just watched you one day and I couldn't come by you drinking.
Vegas Bray was an intelligent person.
Thank you.
And socially, liked in a lot of ways by the people that knew her.
In 2010, they join ranks, but there's someone else in the picture too.
Come on, son, let's go.
The apple of Victor's eye.
Come on, you can beat the old man.
Victor had a son with another woman. They weren't married, but they kept in contact, and they were friendly.
But that is Victor. He works hard to get along with everyone, no matter the circumstances.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, babe, how are you?
Come on, take a shot.
Who's that? Who are you with?
Oh, that's just my son's mom.
What is she doing there?
She didn't want Victor to be with anyone else but her.
She's just picking our son up.
Are you seeing her?
Get real, I'll talk later.
Vegas had to be the only person in Victor's life, and that included his son.
Almost there, come on. Good job, man.
The new love of Vegas's life is a man of ambition.
Had served his country and was moving on to the next step to better his education and move on with his next career.
He continued his studies. He wanted to get a degree so he could get a good job.
Vegas is not a sharer.
What are you up to?
Want a sneak peek of my new uniform?
She knows she has a good man, and she's determined to keep Victor to herself.
She thought that the sexual way of getting things was the only way to get things.
Unfortunately for Vegas, everyone loves her man. Wherever he goes, he meets friends.
So good. How are you?
You look great.
And Vegas isn't coping.
Vegas, meet my old friend Cherie.
Hi, I'm Sherry.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Can I grab this?
She approached the relationship in such a way that it was going to be her and nobody else.
How well do you know her?
She's just a friend.
I want to go.
Don't be so crazy.
Now.
Hey, guys. Sorry, I gotta go.
Jealousy is one of the ugliest emotions humans experience.
Even if Victor is prepared to give up his friends, he won't give up his son.
I thought we could go away this weekend.
No, I can't do it. I'm on board.
Well, I think, Victor loves his son, and so he's wanting to do whatever's best for his son, so I don't think he's going to let anything get in the way of that.
But what about me?
My boy comes first.
You spend all your time with him.
Eventually, Victor had had enough of dealing with Vega's irrational concerns and jealousy.
If you can't handle it, I don't want to be with you.
And he broke up with her.
Don't say that.
I mean it.
But he didn't know who he was dealing with.
San Diego, California. Vegas Bray has been dumped by boyfriend Victor. Instead of moving on with her life, she starts pulling childish pranks.
When Victor broke up with her, she acted like a recalcitrant 5-year-old who had a toy taken away from them.
When that stuff starts happening, then that's when, the jealousy is brewing.
immature personality is clinical term. It appears that Vega's emotional development stopped when she was maybe 10 or 11.
The age when Vegas's mother abandons her.
It's a fact that her mother deserted her. Sounds like a rough childhood.
Vegas had some real challenges growing up with abuse and difficulty in relationships that were just never resolved.
It very well could have contributed to the difficult relationship she had with men, in particular, Victor.
Victor's had enough of her childish games and moves to a new address.
Victor went so far as to actually relocate, but she found him. Stalkers always do.
Man, you gotta call the cops.
Victor did not want to open up confrontations with her. He was a guy who had a big heart, or he was reluctant to police intervention against her.
Hey, it's me. I'm doing tough. Can we talk?
Vegas plays on Victor's good nature and offers to talk peace.
Your place sounds great.
They drank together, caught up, talking with each other.
That probably was not a good move. That's only going to make her feel closer, more possessive, and, get her hopes of that something's going to rekindle.
Victor let his guard down and let Vegas get close to him once again. And I mean really close.
What they had done was a bad idea. Just how bad it was, and that, just how unstable Vegas actually was.
You should never have sex with a crazy ex.
Let's get breakfast.
In the light of day, Victor realizes his mistake.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why? Are you just using me?
It appears though she felt used, felt taken advantage of to some degree.
It never works between us.
And it certainly angered her.
It was a devastating experience for Vegas.
She was rejected. When he turned her down, she went from 0 to 90 miles an hour. The rage kicked in. Somebody who is obsessed with you, owning a gun, is a lethal combination.
There's only one reason a stalker gets a gun, and I think we know what it is.
On October 16, 2012, Vegas and Victor meet one more time.
Are you gonna let me in?
Yeah, of course. Vegas, I never wanted to hurt you.
We could be good together.
It just won't work.
Well, that's a shame.
I don't know what to say to you. Vegas, no, don't!
She surprised him. She shot him 6 times. She very coldly pointed the gun at his head and fired rapidly 3 more times.
She wanted him to get the message. You can't leave me. Bang, bang, you're dead.
I think when she goes to the apartment, she's made up her mind. She's got a gun, it's loaded.
There's been a shooting.
Okay, ma'am, who's been shot?
My boyfriend, he's committed suicide.
Police officer! Anyone home?
To infer or to imagine that Victor Salcedo had somehow committed suicide and shot himself 9 times is just preposterous.
But her childlike mind fails to see the absurdity of the statement. Vegas is arrested later that day.
Any trained investigator would know this was a homicide. He died as the result of homicidal violence.
But it takes 2 years for Vegas Bray to be declared mentally fit to stand trial. In 2016, she's sentenced to 50 years to life in prison for first-degree murder.
There was testimony at trial directly related to a very difficult upbringing. That doesn't take away from her responsibility for taking away a father to his son, a son to his parents, and a brother from his siblings.
If you can't handle it, I don't want to be with you.
Don't say that.
Vegas never really grew up, and Victor paid the price. He tried his best to keep the peace, but couldn't compete with a jealous ex holding a gun.
A difficult, abusive, and neglectful childhood probably contributed to her being an unstable woman who was eventually going to hurt either herself or someone else. She did both.
Get more Deadly Women online. Follow us on Facebook.com/DeadlyWomen. Brains and beauty.
Looks, money, everything.
Some women are blessed with both.
There was nothing standing in the way of her future but herself.
But it's not always a winning combination.
She didn't understand how to handle rejection.
In the nightclubs of Manchester, England, Mindy Koss-O'Hara attracts a lot of attention.
She was absolutely stunningly gorgeous looking. She was very, very bubbly personality and popular with a lot of friends.
She's a stunner.
In 2005, the 21-year-old catches the eye of Sair Ali.
Oh, you've got to introduce me to her.
Sair Ali was a very popular guy. He was a very good-looking man. He was a man about town.
He is a successful businessman, and Mindy is about to graduate as a dentist.
Was a straight-A student, in line for a first degree.
I'm in the mobile phone business. What are you?
And she had a top job lined up at a dental practice.
How are my pearly whites?
They look good to me.
Mindy had everything going for her. Everything.
Want to go somewhere a bit more private?
Sair oozes confidence, too.
Yeah.
At just 23, he's already a self-made man. But there are some things beyond Mindy's control. Her new relationship is a forbidden love.
Sair was Muslim and Mindy was from a Sikh family. So the two religions were never going to go together and Mindy would never be accepted by Sair's family.
Please, Mindy, we've got to go.
Why do we have to sneak around?
Because of our families.
But we're in love.
But Mindy thinks love can conquer all.
Mindy wanted more. She saw Sair as a future husband.
Let's not fight. Not with me going on a pilgrimage.
He told Mindy he was going to Saudi Arabia for the traditional Muslim pilgrimage of Hajj.
Mindy won't let religion become an obstacle. She starts studying Islam.
She had a copy of the Quran, and she had been seen wearing a headscarf. It was believed that she wanted to convert so that she could win Sayer over and his family over.
Mindy lights a candle for every day that he's away.
Mindy thought if she became Muslim, that would be enough. But it wasn't enough. Now, he didn't actually go on the pilgrimage at all, and he never intended doing.
Sayer isn't in Mecca. He is in Pakistan attending a wedding. His wedding.
In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful.
Sayer had been promised to his first cousin, Sana, when Sayer was 17 and Sana was younger, maybe around 7 or 9.
I declare you both husband and wife.
He was afraid to tell that to Mindy. And is it any wonder?
Mindy is in for a shock. On Sayer's return, he's not turning up for their late-night trysts.
Looks great.
Because he's at home with his new wife, Sana.
Sana was happiest cooking and cleaning.
This is great.
He was a stay-at-home wife, and that was the life that she wanted.
Sana was the opposite of Mindy. Where Mindy was well-educated, sophisticated, popular, Sana was none of those things.
Sorry, go take this. Hey, I'll be there soon.
But Sayer wants to have his cake and eat it too.
Tonight? It's late.
I'm sorry, it's business. Oh, come on!
What do you expect?
I'm sorry I'm late.
I just want us to be together. Forever. What?
I've got something to tell you. I'm married.
It would end my relationship, but not the one. Sayer smooth talks Mindy into a new arrangement.
Sayer and Mindy actually entered into what's called a mutar. Under Islamic law, if you've already got a wife, you can have a sexual relationship with another woman as long as it is under the proviso of this mutar.
We can still be together. We can make this work.
Mindy ended up degrading herself and her values when she agreed to be Sayer's temporary second wife. She would do anything to keep him in her life.
English beauty Mindy Kaw-Senhera will do anything to be with her lover, Sayer Ali, including becoming his second temporary wife.
You look happy.
In the spring of 2007, newlyweds Sayer and Sana Ali have some exciting news.
We're having a baby.
The joy is matched by Mindy's fury.
Sana's pregnant with their child, a boy. Sayer and Sana even have a name picked out for him. He's to be called Abdul.
But there is already a third person in this marriage.
When Mindy looked at Sana, she saw an obstacle to her own future happiness. She would ring him and text him, and she'd be on the phone ranting.
Did I disturb you? Making love, were you? You make out a lot. Do you?
You've got to stop calling me.
She asks him regularly, did they have sex the night before? She texts and calls him wanting to know what his movements are with his wife.
She didn't understand how to handle rejection, how to make another choice. She was young and immature.
Sayer has to make a choice. His pregnant wife or Mindy.
This is a special tray.
Mindy, you and I are over.
Don't mean that.
I do.
Sayer was never going to leave Sana.
I'm gonna be a father. Our arrangement won't be renewed.
You can't.
She was expecting a child. He was much looking forward to it.
It has to be this way.
Your way.
As they say, there's nothing as dangerous as a woman scorned. She had been scorned by Sayer Ali, and she had planned to do something about it.
Friday, May 11th, 2007.
Hi. Where are you?
Mindy calls her lover one more time.
He told her he was on the way to Friday prayers at the mosque.
Yes, can I help you?
Hi, I'm Mariam. I'm a friend of your husband's. I just wanted to congratulate you both.
Oh, Miriam, how nice of you.
Mindy poses as a friend of Sayer's.
Was no reason for her not to let Miriam into the house.
Come in.
You've got the scheming, outgoing Mindy, and you've got the quite unworldly Sana, who's naive and vulnerable, and she lets Mindy inside.
The two then went upstairs and chatted.
And this is the two of us right after the wedding.
Sana got the albums out and was showing her wedding photographs.
Family.
Can I use the bathroom?
Of course.
Thanks.
When faced with her lover's wife, she couldn't take it anymore. She vented all the rage she felt at him on his new young bride. Sana would have been in terrible pain, and Mindy would have been raising the knife, plunging it in. Sana would try to push the knife away with her hands. Mindy stabbed Sana a total of 43 times.
And there's one more victim.
After Mindy had already stabbed her many times, she lifted her shirt and plunged the knife into her lower abdomen. I think she was specifically killing the unborn child.
That was what gave her boyfriend, Sayer, the greatest joy, was that his new bride was pregnant.
Mindy carefully cleans up.
She trained as a dentist. She knew the importance of keeping things sterile, and she believed she'd plotted the perfect murder.
She left the house via a kitchen window, closed the window too, thus leaving the perimeter of the house looking fully secure.
With Sana out of the picture, Mindy calls her lover.
He was chatting to him as normal as anything and asked, would he be happy to go on a weekend away with her?
Later that day, her sister-in-law finds Sana, miraculously still alive. But neither she nor her unborn baby can be saved.
She would be mortally wounded. She didn't die fast. She suffered.
In a crime like this, it's routine for the husband to be a prime suspect. The police seize his phone, and that's a problem for Mindy.
She knew we'd taken Sayer's telephone off him, and we would soon find text and calls to do with Sayer and Mindy, and she knew she would soon come on police radar.
I'm friends with Sayer Ali. I believe you may want to talk to him.
So she contacted the incident room and said, I'm a friend of Sayer Ali. I believe you might want to speak to me.
Mindy, in interview, was very cool, calm, and collective. She explained away everything, and she had an answer for everything.
But there is one thing Mindy can't explain away.
Mindy had left her bare footprint on the work surface of the kitchen as she left to go out the kitchen window.
A barefoot print is as good as a handprint or a fingerprint.
The fatal flaw in this perfect murder that Mindy plotted.
Anybody who looked at Sana's body would see that the pattern of injury represented overkill, a frenzied, rage-filled overkill. There was only one person that fit that bill, and that was Mindy.
In 2007, Mindy Sanjera is convicted of murder and sentenced to life with a minimum of 14 years.
Mindy was the ultimate woman scorned, and her scorn was deadly.
Mindy Sanjera is a cautionary tale of a young woman who had all and threw it all away.
Not only did Mindy believe she was going to walk out of court, she probably believed she was going to walk right into Sarah's life again.
These deadly women refuse to give up their men. Darcy Matlock's office romance became a fatal obsession. Vegas Bray stepped between her lover and his son, and Mindy Sanjera's jealousy destroyed innocent lives. Instead of leaving in peace, they chose to cling till death.